Welcome, everyone, to Secret Sarmanath, session 33. We're going to play some Dungeons & Dragons. How y'all been? I know we've been chatting for a while as we've been waiting for everybody to filter in from the daylight savings fiascos of 2019.
I wanted to say I was here third, okay? Even though there's daylight savings.
Yeah, it's true. I was in bed at 11:40, and Faye's like, "I'm gonna be 10 extra minutes late," and I was like, "Oh."
And you're
cool.
like, "Yes."
I'm like, that'll give me time to
Activate.
go make. That'll make me time to go make breakfast. And then I go make breakfast, and at one point I look at my watch, and it's like 12:05, and I'm not even half done yet. And I'm like, well, Faye's gonna get there before me, even though I'm taking the extra 10 minutes. I didn't actually get up to make breakfast until about 11:55, and shockingly, it took more than 15 minutes.
Well, I'm glad you had your breakfast. What'd you get? Tell us.
I made a basically like a Monte Cristo, fried bread, some eggs, Monte Carlo, fried bread, some eggs, cheese, ham and turkey.
Sounds really good. I had a Cliff Bar, so way ahead of me today. I had a Cliff Bar and cherry Coke. Woo!
Yeah. On Saturday, Sunday is I'm gonna make. Well, sometimes Friday too, but basically the days that I don't have to get up and go to work are I'm gonna make a proper, like, actually appetizing breakfast days versus I'm gonna eat a granola bar and drink a Red Bull. And that's breakfast.
Wow.
Awesome.
Americans have terrible breakfast habits, Faye.
Well,
she eats chocolate for breakfast, so we're okay, I think.
Yeah.
It's probably German chocolate, though. So there's
sometimes, okay? Not always. Only if I get up before 7 a.m. That's important, okay? Jeez.
Alrighty. Awesome. Let's play some Dungeons & Dragons, shall we? Last session, Sean, you were not here. You did not get to enjoy the wonderful art of fighting.
It was a fiasco.
Newts.
Oh my god.
You made it through the Elvendar after about 3 or 4 days, I don't remember how long it was exactly, of travel through the boats. After passing through the Elven city and your ritual, it seemed the dreams had largely left you alone throughout the rest of the Elvendar. As you made your way out of it, you were dropped off by the ship as the river was taking them farther west, and your goal led to the northeast through the desert. You, as the party, made your way through this kind of hard, dry desert, making your way towards these kind of rocky outcroppings farther northeast. Rose led the way with Sambar and her knowledge of the natural world and survivability. And eventually, you stumbled across a large set of ravines as night's about to fall. It seemed to be unnaturally carved through the desert, though not by tools or other human hands. Deciding it might not be a great idea to sleep in there, you found some caves where the dreams did eventually make their way back into your dreams. Although Quartz, you specifically were excluded from the die roll. I don't know if that mechanically matters to you, but narratively is significant. After a restless night's sleep in the high desert and the cold, you were traveling your way through once more when you began to smell smoke on the wind as it drifted through to you. Deciding after the second time to go investigate it, you found a small camp, a traveling caravan of traders who were under attack by some strange fire newts riding these large red birds that could breathe fire and seem to conjure it at will. Deciding to spring to the traders' help, you attacked these fire newts, causing a pitched battle and causing all but Janlar to fall unconscious. Fortunately, everyone was stabilized until Janlar dropped the levitating final fire newt and proceeded to 1v1 this thing down to the very last hit point, where he too was to fall unconscious, only to have the lone guard of the caravan finish off the newt.
What creature falls 40 feet and just doesn't even care?
I mean, he took fall damage. You can't say he didn't care.
No, I know. Well, I mean, he didn't care because he just immediately started fighting me, but
and with that, you were awakened from your unconsciousness inside the caravan, where you were rewarded with shiny diamonds of high quality and good value.
Ooh, I'll be Court. I don't know if I can do this. Going past. Court definitely wants one of those diamonds.
Oh, each of you got 2 of them, unless Gorik
sweet,
was able to steal them from you to cast his revivify spells.
Gorik,
I bought an extra one, so I have 3, and then Hugh gave me both of his in case I needed to use them. And if you want to continue the episode recap, Greg, I just about did.
And that was your ending with the traders. After a while, you rested up from your pitched battle and continued on your way through the desert. Yes, you took a short rest after
it's narratively important that it was only a short rest.
You took a short rest after your pitched battle and continued your journey, whereupon you found a obvious trap to some and a less obvious trap to others, as a small camel cow hybrid was chained to a rock in a small rocky outcropping. Hugh had snuck forward to find this predicament, as you had only heard its cries on the horizon. And after taking a look around and deciding that there was nothing untoward about the situation, crawled up and attempted to unlock the calf's chains with his thieves' tools, only to have overlooked a trap as a giant scorpion man-like creature came busting out of its rocky cover, stinging him with his tail, paralyzing him, and beginning to drag him off somewhere. Fortunately for Hugh, he managed to shake off the paralyzation after some time and raise the alarm, sending his teammates in to help him, where after yet another pitched battle, although no one dropping unconscious this time.
Only just.
You were able to.
Hugh got knocked.
Oh,
unconscious.
Hugh did go unconscious.
Did
once.
you go unconscious? Okay, well.
Yeah, because it was real scary for a second, because he still had 2 failed death saves from last time.
Right. So there was some quite a bit of concern, but the session ended as the 5 of you defeated the strange manticore-like scorpion-human hybrid that had tried to make off with Hugh's poisoned and paralyzed body.
Oh, nice.
So, let me actually just move you guys over to this map, I guess, because this is technically where we left off. Yar.
Oh my god.
Yar. There
I
you
hate
guys
this
are.
map.
Yeah, legit. Courts, like, we were basically all out of, like, we were super low on spell slots. I have 1 second level spell left. And I was holding it so I could cast Gentle Repose on Hugh if he died, because I don't have the spell slots to cast Revivify yet. You have to cast Revivify within, I think, a minute.
Yeah, or I think it might be 10 minutes, but yeah, it's a short-term
It's a
resurrection.
very short window, that you can actually cast Revivify on somebody who died. But Gentle Repose freezes the clock on it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just sitting there like, I'm going to have to use, like, literally Hugh is like, here, take my diamonds. You can use them to revive me if you need them. I definitely am interested in that service. And 15 minutes later, he almost
did not lie.
died. Yeah. like one roll wrong and he would have been dead because he had to make a death save with 2
Well,
fails.
he saved the camel, though.
He did save the camel, yeah. And
Did
I
he?
don't know if
I feel
Greg
like the
covered
camel got
during the
dragged
session
around.
recap the part of the adventure where Hugh, Gorik, and Rose were all unconscious and bleeding out while everyone failed to make medicine checks on them to stabilize them.
I succeeded on somebody.
You succeed on me. I
You
was
did.
stabilized after 2 tries. So.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure all of us got to.
There were many failed medicine checks.
I have a -1 wisdom. I was successful in saving
Yeah.
somebody.
All right.
I'm
So,
proud of you.
we will pick up right where we left off. This giant creature, part man, part scorpion, is actually dead at this point. He we'll get a big red X. The battle has ended. Quartz, you were surprisingly unhelpful during most of last session, but it seems whatever was ailing you, last week is better. And you are now once again in the desert, having saved Hugh from certain kidnapping and who knows what terrible things from the hands of this creature.
They would have tied him up to some bones and used him as a trap to get something more exciting. It would have made $1 million by trading up every time.
There you go. The desert winds are low and the sun is setting a little bit as we were close to the end of the day last we encountered you. What's the plan here after this pitched encounter for the lot of you?
Do you guys need to rest? My notes say I have all of my spell slots and all of my HP, but if you guys need to rest, we can do that.
We definitely need to find somewhere that we can rest, but we should try and find somewhere where we aren't likely to be interrupted by fire newts. Because...
What about this cave?
I don't think we would survive another fire newt interruption if it was similar caliber to that first battle.
Have we gotten back to the Scorpion's Cave? Is that where we're at?
Yeah, we're here,
yes, right? Yes. We'll pick up right in the same kind of alcove where you found the camel-cow hybrid chained up.
Now we found it. Like, did the Scorpion get back to its nest before we attacked it, or
no? You attacked it and killed it well before it managed to get wherever it was going.
Okay, so we're not in its cave. This is just like an alcove,
yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Why don't we just rest here?
We just got fight here.
Yeah, so the thing that we killed can't bother us anymore.
But it was trying to lure in other creatures to this spot. I feel like other creatures must walk by here commonly.
It's possible that other creatures will know that this is the home of a large predator and may avoid this area.
This is not its home. This is where it tries to capture people. It probably moves around where it captures people.
We can just let the cow camel go.
Do you think it's a camel or a dromedary spelled like milk?
I don't know. Does someone have survival? Can we tell if this would be a safe place to sleep?
I mean...
I do.
I feel like probably not.
I do have survival.
I do have survival as well, but you can't tell if it's safe because you don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah. So I wasn't here when we went into it. Like, we have resources to survive out here, right?
Hugh is carrying a huge jug of water a huge barrel of water on his back that he took from the River of the Moonflow on his way up here. And you have your basic rations that you carried with you as well.
Mm-hmm.
But beyond that, you did not prepare over much for the desert itself.
Okay.
There was another place which was this ravine, right? Which was not natural.
Yeah, so as you've been
fine.
traveling throughout this desert, you've been finding small ravines that are about 30 feet in diameter, about half circles that have been drug or carved through the desert for periods at a time. But you have not really taken any time to dip down into them or rest in them, have largely stayed away from them. But you've seen more than one or two of them. They've been a semi-common occurrence throughout the desert.
I think they just bother us because they're not really natural. So there seems to be something that, seems wrong to her in a way.
Is there any reason not to stay here? Do we know anywhere safer that we can stay?
Where were we staying before?
You're about a day's travel away from the kind of rocky outcroppings you were using as semi-temporary shelter from the winds.
Where were me and Faye at when, or where was the group at when Hugh walked off?
Oh, some few hundred feet to the north of this location. You were making your way towards the large kind of stone outcroppings that you can see rising up over the desert to the northeast of you still.
Greg, are there any plants down here, or is it all just
There's
sand
some
and
plants, yes. You occasionally see a very tough desert grass that kind of just grows in sparse places. Little bushes that are spindly have little tiny berries on them that are tough and bitter, as well as a few cacti that grow here and there. I believe one of your cacti is in, or a cacti is in one of Hugh's jars, having been scooped from the ground.
Would it be possible to make this like, to create a little shelter here if I use plant growth on the spiky thorn bushes?
Potentially, yeah. You're gonna grow a large shelter for 5 people out of a spiky
like just
desert bush?
wall us exactly, like wall us off from the other area.
Okay, absolutely. So, Rose, you step up and you begin casting your magic spells. You cause the spiny little tough bush to grow, and you begin to shape it into this large dome, some few hundred feet away from the chained up beast and the place where you were attacked not long ago. And you grow out this enormous spiky dome bush that will at least shelter you from the winds and the night skies. I guess from the vision of anyone who's not particularly, perturbed by a large dome bush all of a sudden in the desert.
That's okay. I say, that's all I can do. Is that enough?
Seems good to me.
All right. And so the adventurers bed down for the night inside of Rose's giant bush house. And are going to take your long rest, I suppose. So, during the night, what is it like for you as you are sleeping through here in this makeshift domicile in the middle of the desert, having just gone through 2 days of quite difficult travel through the desert? How do you spend
is definitely going to make sure that we're keeping watches.
Okay. Gorik, make sure that watches are kept.
I don't know. I think Quartz falls asleep pretty quick and is a pretty heavy sleeper. He's a growing boy. He needs his rest.
Fair.
I think Rose is slowly peeling off the vines that were replenishing her body. She's like slowly
Rose is
taking
becoming
off the
less
bit.
of a mummy.
Yep. It takes. So it's like, it's like when you take off a band-aid, right? It's like slightly annoying, like.
All right. So it seems the mood hasn't changed much. Heavy sleeping, some peeling off of band-aids. Watches are taken throughout the night. Excellent. So as you go to bed, I'm gonna roll some just dice. Don't worry about them too much. I want all of you to roll me your traditional d10s, with the exception of Quartz. I want to know if any of you are visited by dreams this night.
Oh, yo.
You do it? Oh, he's doing it.
He's typing. He's getting there.
Oh, so close.
You can click buttons, Mike. Mike, there's a button in the left toolbar. Click the D10 button.
Oh, the buttons? You can just hit these buttons and they work?
Yep.
The left toolbar, the die
No.
leads you to a D10. You can just
Stop.
click that. There you go.
Stop. Oh, it worked. Oh my god. Guys, the whole time you haven't helped me out.
I didn't know that existed, to be fair. I like to type
I never
my
use
dice.
it.
Yeah.
I like to type my shit.
So,
As you can tell by all the mistypes, so.
Gorik, you are the winner.
I guess it doesn't have the pluses. Sorry.
Gorik, you are the winner of the dreams.
The
this
one
night.
thing in Roll20 I consistently roll high on.
So, Gorik, you are visited by unsettling dreams this day. Once again, you are visited by kind of a location in the world with the burning blue sphere, but that is quickly replaced by just unsettling images of emptied graves and the walking undead, and a kind of unsettling, like, red pair of eyes that are watching all of this happening. And as you kind of look at the red eyes, they drift up, and you see those eyes are they transform into this strange red meteor that's high in the sky, that great red star in the night. And you just are filled with a kind of impending dread as it is driving its way down from the night sky towards you and towards the planet itself. The dreams are not particularly horrifying or jump-scary, but they do cause you to be unsettled and do not sleep well during the night. But you are unawakened by a rumble through the ground during the night. The other four of you find your dreams and your sleep disturbed as you feel like not an earthquake, but a deep and consistent rumble in the ground. Like, just around you, the bush kind of shakes, some small tough berries drop and fall on your heads, and you just feel this rumbling through the desert ground from nearby.
Okay. So waking up, do any of these little like sections right here look low enough for you to crawl up on top of?
Yeah.
I'm gonna crawl up onto one of those.
All right. Quartz, you leave the safety of the bush domicile.
Oh, is that outside of the bush?
Yes.
Oh, okay, never mind. I'll stick around.
Okay. You stay. You think for a moment of stepping outside of the bush domicile, but decide the safety inside of Rosa's magical plant growth is much, much more appealing to you than seeing whatever might be causing this.
Yeah, well, I figured it might be something coming for us from underground. So it's like yeah.
All right. You stay and you wait. After a few moments, the rumbling of the ground subsides, and you guys are once again left in the middle of the night, now having been fully awakened by this kind of rumble.
Do you think that comes from the ravine?
Maybe. I don't know.
You mean the sound from the ravine? Didn't it sound like it was under us?
Maybe it's just a really big animal.
Or a large group of them. A stampede of some kind.
An underground stampede, maybe.
We're about to get Lion King'd.
Well,
Has
clearly
the
we have
rumble
no
vanished,
ideas.
or is it still rumbling?
The rumble lasted for a few minutes, and after you stayed safely inside the bush domicile, it eventually passed.
Was there an earthquake at the end? I kind of missed the last 10 seconds of dream because the baby started screaming and I had to try and go find a binky. Was the earthquake in dream and then translated to out
No,
of dream?
your dream did not include it at all. In fact,
Okay.
you are the only one who was not awakened and perturbed by this, as you were having fitful magical dreams of this horrifying... Not necessarily... Your dream is less horrifying than perhaps the one with the worms and the zombies, but you're
I was going to say, it seemed a little less distressing than the last one.
It just leaves with a sense of dread that disturbs your rest magically to the point that you're... given that level of exhaustion.
Oh, I missed that part too. So it's probably.
I think if there really is anything underground, the best thing to do is to not move. If we start moving now, then it will notice that something is walking.
Well, in second edition, the creatures with tremor sense were strong enough to sense your heartbeat even if you weren't.
Well, thank you for that, Mike. It seems we have to have a perception check for heartbeat now.
I've had people complain about that before.
You can't just hold still. They can detect your heartbeat through the stone.
Wow.
Oh.
I don't. It seems like something we can't really do anything about.
I mean, do we need to do anything about it?
No. So why don't we just go back to bed?
I could stop your heartbeat if you needed me to.
I mean,
This is
That
a
doesn't
very
sound good.
disturbing
Right now.
thing to sound or to hear from someone who is like sleeping and having fitful dreams.
Oh, and
We'll see.
Just like in the middle of this very tense moment, a sleeping Gorik is like, I can stop your heart if you need me to.
I apologize. I thought we'd all woken up at this point.
I think Gorik is having weird dreams again. He's mumbling nonsense.
Pretty much
Well,
everyone
back-
is keeping their dreams to themselves, right?
Oh yeah.
And historically,
Rose
it's
isn't
happened.
even admitting that she's having any, so.
Chandler admitted that he had dreams, but no one else has admitted that they've had dreams, correct? I just want to make sure that I'm on. Because if people start admitting that they've had dreams, Chandler would start.
I feel like Hugh was very upfront with his dreams.
Was Hugh up front with his dream? Okay, but no one else has talked about it since Hugh. That's what I thought. Okay,
Yeah.
possibly Hugh, like this first or second night.
And Tom had them back then. Something that was very similar when he was still around.
Yeah. Although that was a very localized thing back then.
I guess Quartz told me about his dream.
Yeah.
Okay.
Quartz also did paint all of you with like magic stuff. Right? Like
I silvered them up.
You silvered them up real good in the elf forest.
Yeah, but we had like I could tell that he was magically affected by something.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess he never specifically said it was a dream.
Okay. And so with that, you guys return to sleep. The rest of the night goes uneventfully, and you wake up the next morning. After having stepped outside of the safety of the spiky bush dome, you find that in the small ravine that you were had encountered this creature and had left the chained up camel. What did Mike call it? The dromedary. The night before. Now instead is kind of this rough semicircular cut of stone. There's a large ravine there that goes for a couple 100 feet. And the cow dromedone thing is
The cow
nowhere-
camel. I like the Avatar approach of just naming both animals together.
Cow camel? Yeah.
Yeah.
The cow
Camel,
camel
maybe.
is nowhere to be seen.
Well,
It's like the
I'm
cow
glad we
camel
didn't
was
camp
awesome.
in one of those.
What about the Flynn Collie's body? Is it still there?
You go searching a few 100 feet back, and you do find it still kind of rotting out in the desert.
Did we ever search this creature for possible magical components or
No, I don't
other
believe you did.
items of value?
Well, I
Doesn't-
think it has a very powerful stinger, but that's just an educated guess.
Yeah, am I aware of any magic components that might be on it?
Go ahead and make me a nature check, please, as you examine the
Nature.
day-old corpse of this creature.
Oh, that's supposed to be a +4. Sorry.
So a 14. You know very obviously that this creature has a potent venom inside of its tail, and it has glands in its abdomen that produce this venom. Alchemists would pay a nice price for the glands themselves, although the venom, should there be any left, is a potent paralyzing agent that could be applied to weapons or open wounds to great effect. Beyond that, though, you are uncertain about the kind of chitinous quality of its carapace or its other features. You're mostly familiar with this gland and the venom.
Well, I have 2 empty vials. Can I try to extract some?
Absolutely. Go ahead and give me a survival check as you begin to try to extract the venom from this creature's abdomen.
I'm only gonna try to get 1 vial's worth. So.
Okay.
Did I what check?
Survival, please.
Survival.
A 16. So yes, you take your dagger and slice open the abdomen of this creature. You find that the chitinous kind of carapace around it has segments in it that your dagger, especially on the underside of its abdomen, can easily slice between, revealing its kind of flesh underneath. You cut into it, finding one of these glands full and filled with the toxin inside. You carefully position your vial underneath it, slice into the gland, and drain it of the toxin. You have 1 full vial of Tincali toxin? Tincali toxin? I don't remember exactly how to spell or pronounce it. I'd have to look it up in the
Tlincalli, Tlincalli.
There you go.
It's a
Mike has
nonsense
all
word.
the monsters memorized. He's good that way.
I don't remember what they do, but I remember what they're called. Mostly ish.
So, after the toxin is harvested from the day-old kill, what's the plan on this new morning in the desert?
Let's keep going.
Yeah,
I think
really
we figured out which like rough direction were like the stone spires, right?
Yep.
So we would keep heading into that direction, I guess.
All right. You keep heading into that direction. I'm going to keep your survival rolls from the previous times. You and Sambar know where you're going, and you begin making your way through the desert. It is not that far of a journey at this point. The spires are kind of growing on the horizon as you make your way towards them. You think you're less than a day's march away from them. The sun once again comes out and it becomes a very hot day in the desert. And excuse me, the winds begin to kind of whip up around you as you're getting higher in the desert now than you were before. The ground becomes rockier and drier up here, less kind of sandy and depressed. As you walk along, you see that the ground around you is you're higher up now, and you can kind of look down into where you're going, and you see that these rocky outcroppings look less and less like large outcroppings and spires of rocks, and more like the leftovers of large kind of like stone plateaus through the desert. After these ravines that you're seeing in the lower desert, it almost looks like it's the leftovers of these kind of ravines cutting through the rock ahead of you, leaving places where the rocks jut and spire out. But there's almost interconnected weaves of these kind of circular ravines through this kind of rock as you're making your way towards it. As you continue, about midday, you once again begin to smell that kind of smoke on the horizon that I believe you begin to associate with these fire newts, or these large kind of chicken-like beasts that they rode in on. The wind is blowing it from a kind of a westerly direction across the deserts at you, and being perceptive and on point as you always are going through this desert, you smell it and identify it early. Knowing that wherever this is, it's some distance off to the west, away from where you're heading as you're traveling through the desert.
Well,
So it's not
I have
in our path directly.
No.
It's coming out from
I don't want to pursue that anyways. I've been fried enough.
All right, you redouble your efforts to try to stay away from it. I I would like to see you guys roll me just a group stealth check here, as I believe you're trying to avoid a potential encounter. You're just going to continue on as best you can and try to use your knowledge of where this creature is and the smell of the wind getting blown at you to avoid them. We have a 21 from Quartz. 13 from Goric, 19 from Janlar, okay, 14 from Rose. Hugh, I think we'll just avoid that. You guys are going to pass unless Hugh rolls like a natural 1. We'll find out. Hugh rolls...
Hugh also has a huge stealth bonus.
Way above all of you. So, combined, you guys crouch down low using your knowledge of Rose and Quartz's survival, as well as Sambar's natural hunting, as you have him out anyway to help you guide your way through the desert. You stay upwind of these creatures and make sure to travel quickly and without too much sound. And after some few minutes, you make your way outside of or I guess probably more like an hour. You make your way outside of the burning smell getting carried on the wind.
Yeah.
You're quite sure that you are past whatever strange debacle may have awaited you with those creatures once again. So, as you are making your way through the desert, you begin to approach these large spires as the day is beginning to come to an end. You are kind of higher up. You'll be able to look back and down on the desert you've traversed. At the very far edge of your vision, you see the bend in the river, and so you barely make out maybe the outline of the great Elvendar behind you. Ahead of you, as the sun begins to kind of set its way down through the kind of rocky canyons around you, the light kind of shines on a particular jutting piece of rock. And in front of you, you see it begin to shimmer with the dust in the air and the sun to your right. And as you're looking at it, this rock begins to shift and change, and it begins to look much like a tower, as the spire of rock juts forward and out of the ground and becomes this tower in the light sky. You're some, I don't know, 200, 300, 400 feet away from it, kind of high on one of these rocky desert outcroppings. You'd have to go down into the ravines that we've been describing around this. As you look down onto this, as you look down on this tower, you see the ground around it begin to kind of writhe. And as you look for a few moments, down here at the base of this rocky tower, you see what looks to be like living rock, almost tube-like, writhing around the base of the tower.
Are we talking as tall as, like, is it tall enough to be something that causes ravines?
It's hard for you to tell. You're still a few hundred feet away from this, and it more looks like living rock, just kind of, just barely, like, undulating and writhing and kind of around this tower. Go ahead and give me a perception check as you stare out at this, trying to decipher how large it is. A 10. From this distance, and given what you know, it might be a good guess to compare them to the size of these ravines that you've been seeing, but you can't tell any more from where you are.
Okay. I would like to get up my staff, and I'm going to gently tap it on the ground, and I'm going to cast Pass Without Trace on us. I'm going to create, like, a little patch of moss that travels with us. So we, like, walk very, very quietly, right?
All right. You tap your staff on the ground. A patch of grassy moss and plains spreads out from the bottom of your staff around the party in general, and it quiets your foot pads, makes you tread more softly upon the desert stone beneath your feet.
Well, I think we have to go close. I can't quite make out what this is.
Yeah.
Onwards!
How are we gonna get down this big cliff? Do we have any rope, or is there? We see.
I have 50 feet of rope.
That doesn't appear to be enough.
You could find a more natural foothold here. If you wanted to scale straight down from any one of these cliffs, you would probably need a climbing proficiency and some amount of rope and harnesses, and or just be a really bitchin' good freehand climber. But this kind of area, if you are willing to kind of backtrack and sidetrack and work your way down, you can find a more natural slope down to the kind of bottom of this ravine-like area. It would put you on a direct path towards the writhing ground at the base of the tower, though.
Yeah, I think we're gonna keep going forward, right?
Yep.
Do we have
I
much
don't think we
choice?
wanna. I don't think we want to climb, and we're going to put towards it anyway, so we might as well
Alright.
walk.
You begin walking your way down to the base of this tower. The sun begins to set even further, and as you get down below, as you begin walking down and down into the ravine, it begins to get colder, and the light darkens much faster as the high, rocky kind of desert cliffs around you block out the sun quicker and quicker. Eventually, you begin making your way down into the ravine proper, all the way down from the cliffside you were, and make your way up to the very edge of this kind of tower. You're now maybe 200 feet away, and as you are this close, you can feel the rumbles and the tremors of the writhing ground around it. It is not writhing quickly. It kind of is a slow run all around it. As you look from this distance, you estimate that the size, the amount of ground that's just kind of rumbling is about 30 feet or so around this tower in kind of like a circle, seemingly to match up fairly decently with the size of those ravines that have been cut in the night in the lower part of the desert. As you approach, you notice that it's not stopping so much. It seems to just be a slow, general grind around the bottom of this tower.
How big is the tower, circumference-wise?
The circumference rise of this tower is probably 45 to 60 feet of tower. You would imagine the kind of base of this rock that becomes the tower.
Right. So I guess what we could do is we could wait until it's right behind the tower and then make a dash for it. If it's always going in the same direction. Or is it always entirely encircling it? Or is it like a mouse that ends at some point?
As you sit and study it, are you trying to find a gap to run between? You are pretty certain that it largely encircles the entire base of the tower.
Is it like solid rock that's basically spinning around it?
It looks like it, right?
Could we just climb it?
Climb the writhing mass of rock in front of the tower?
Like the rock in a particular place is stable, right? It's just moving around the tower.
Correct.
Yeah. Do you want to just climb it?
That sounds scary.
So as you are watching this, attempting to find it, you think it almost entirely encircles the tower, but there is brief moments where it is not a clear, perfect loop. So you stand here for a few minutes to observe. You think that there's about 10 or 15 feet or so where the ground stays stable, or at least loosely compacted around where the rest of it is writhing. I think whatever is causing this kind of circular motion doesn't quite encircle the entirety of the base of the tower.
Is that a static like opening, or is it like a gap in a ring that's like rotating around, and then there's probably like concentric rings that line up at certain points, and you just have to like
More like the
like
concentric rings that kind of line up, yeah.
It's like some sort of giant puzzle ring.
Correct.
I don't know if my legs will be able to keep up with this kind of puzzle. This looks very complicated. Can anyone cast fly?
No.
Just fly over it, Janlar. You're a high-level wizard.
I can't fly, but I can levitate, so fairly slowly.
Maybe you can get an aerial advantage over this whole situation.
Assuming that I can go up 20 feet per round, or 20 feet per, yeah. I can get up to like 2,000 feet with levitate. 10 minutes.
Can
And
you
then
go
fall.
forward?
But then I couldn't go forward, no. Let's go up.
Man, this is where I wish I had gust.
Yeah. You could do like an apex, like you just go straight up and then angle your body so that the wind resistance carries you forward when you start.
Well,
falling.
I could very slowly push you forward with prestidigitation, and I can make little like puffs of wind. They're not strong, but if we have time, then I could slowly push you across.
I love the idea if you just like.
I mean,
Yeah.
trying to like wrangle my way to the rock. after
Wait,
going
couldn't
up.
you
Rose-
push yourself?
Can you create
Mage hand?
elastic vines? Can we make some sort of giant vine slingshot, levitate him, and then fire him at the tower?
Why don't we just climb over
I
the
mean-
rock? It's moving
I feel
slowly,
like I can get
isn't
up
it?
there no problem, but yes, you guys.
I mean, I could make the vines. It's probably deadly whenever he's, smashes into the tower. But if you think it's worth a shot,
I just
literally,
I like the
this
idea.
wasn't a pun or anything.
Yeah, I like the idea of making a giant vine slingshot to launch a levitating character at the tower.
And then you find out that the amount of inertia you throw him through just to launch him is what kills him and not impacting with the tower.
his neck just snaps when it releases. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. On the second thought, I don't think that's such a good idea.
Yeah, I said we just try to climb up the rock.
I mean, if you think so, I guess we can try.
Actually, does anyone have any climbing experience?
Nope.
I mean, I can climb on
You know who
ceilings.
probably has
Is that-
climbing experience? Sambar. I bet Sambar could climb.
Hey, I can literally be a spider.
I mean, that would help you, I'm sure.
Yeah, that counts as climbing. Oh, you mean experience in helping other people climb? Okay, I got it.
Do you want to just run through the rings when they line up?
Red Rover, send Janlar over.
Time-wise, would we make it in time? Like, if I look at it, would I be confident that I could run through that in time, or would I be like, oh well,
You could try. If
I
you
am very
sprinted through it
fast.
fast enough.
I can
How-
take you, Gorik, if you're
how-
worried.
How quickly are the rings, like, rotating?
They're rotating fairly slowly. They don't seem to be agitated. They just seem to be slowly just revolving around the base of this tower.
So do you think there's a point where all of the gaps in all of the rings line up and it creates one solid pathway?
This
Or
is
do you
what
think
I'm
you-
essentially telling you, yes. Is
Okay, I would-
you will have a point in time, should you desire, that you could sprint across it. I will make you roll dice. Right? If that is the plan you go with. But, having sat here and observed it, you believe that you could get that timing to where you could have a chance as a party or individually to try to sprint past whatever is causing this revolutions.
So we just try to sprint it then. I can cast haste on myself, so it can rose.
I can speed myself
Please.
up.
Oh no! Don't cast haste on me. If I get interrupted, I'm just gonna get grabbed.
I'm assuming you're gonna turn into a horse as well. So
Yes, I think I'm gonna turn into a horse, and I'm gonna take Ray and Gorik. I think.
Okay.
Can you haste Quartz first?
Quartz casts Expeditious Retreat on himself.
Oh, it's
I increase my movement speed.
perfect.
Alright.
Janlar casts haste on himself, and we roam through.
I was very entertained last week looking up actual animal statistics to find that a hasted horse is actually only as fast as a real life zebra. Like,
without magical afterburners, like a real life zebra is just as fast as a magically enhanced horse in D&D.
But a magically enhanced horse is able to run at that distance.
Yeah, and I think part of the idea behind movement speeds in D&D is that you're not making a dead sprint, and that you're trying to not have your head lopped off while you run through a battlefield.
You have some amount of control.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. So, Expeditious Retreat is cast. Haste is cast. Rose turns into a horse and carries Gorik on her back once more. Everyone, I need athletics strength checks as you
I'm bad at
sprint
those.
your way through the desert.
Do I get advantage for the movement speed bonus I gave myself? Damn it. All right. Hope you guys are excited for this.
Rose with a 10.
Yeah, I was gonna say I got that.
No, that was
was
my
a perception.
initiative. I
That
had to
was
roll
your
again.
initiative. Okay.
Perception. Sorry, it wasn't. That was not the roll.
Okay,
got an 11,
athletic
though.
strength, please. Quartz
Plus
with an
4.
11. Janlar with a 15.
Plus-
Not low, but 15 still scares me.
I have aesthetic. Okay, so plus 7. 20.
A 20
Ah.
for Rose. Excellent.
Yep.
And I guess we should have to roll for Hugh, should we not? Hugh
Sure, I
is
can do
running
it.
through
I can
here
do it.
as
I want to be
well.
responsible for killing.
You want to be responsible for killing you. All right.
All right. What's his bonus?
Oh, I'm just going to roll it off his sheet.
Oh, okay.
Athletics, strength. All right, and he rolls a 12. So, as you are sprinting through, Rose, you on a horse with Gorik on your back, comes flying through just as the rings come together, and you begin galloping your way up to the base of this, your hooves chopping through soft sand. You find the purchase very difficult, as like the ground and the rocks here have been like kind of ground together, and you seem to be being pushed along by whatever is grinding around here. Your hooves don't find the purchase you expect, but you manage to make your way through. You're followed quickly behind by a hasted Janlar, who is just pumping his arms as fast as they'll humanly go, looking like a cartoon right beside you. You two find your feet kind of dragged down by this loose push of the earth. Gorik, you're on the back of the horse, and you look back, and you see both Quartz and Hughes as they hit this sand, and they are not making it. They are lagging quite a ways behind. And though you think they'll make it through this like kind of first churn of the rotation, you are certain as you look back that the second turn is going to get them. They will be cut off by the time you make it to the base of the tower. You have a split second to react. What do you do?
Oh, you're talking to me, right?
Yes.
All
You
right,
notice
Gorik will-
this as you're on the back
Yeah.
of the horse and everyone else is sprinting like devil.
Gorik will call back to them. Adjust your course. Stay in the gap. If you just run either clockwise or counterclockwise, whatever it is, you can hold in the gap until you get another opening.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
All right, you and Hugh hear this. They immediately start sprinting clockwise away as Rose and Gorik and Janlar make it to the base of this rock. You are on stable ground, watching the rings rotate around you. Your two friends now are caught somewhere in between, running as fast as they can, on par with the rings as they're getting chased around the base of this tower. I want the two of you to give me a second athletics strength check.
Should this be Constitution since it's like
sure.
a full
I'll give you
rotation?
Constitution as you are
Athletics
trying
Constitution.
to athletics Constitution as you are trying to sprint away from this certain turn of this.
No!
Quartz. I guess we should roll for Hugh as well.
Yeah.
Hugh Sea Feather. Hugh, sir.
Control one.
Can I pop Hugh out? There we go.
Quartz, do you have any kind of natural affinity for rocks that could save you here?
I do have rocky
Plus
skin.
3, 1. So Hugh rolls at a +4 with Constitution Athletics. No! There are two natural ones!
Oh my god!
As Quartz, your little child legs are just, like, too slow. Like, you're getting caught up in the, like, loose churn of the sand.
I'm pretty sure with two natural ones, what ends up happening is they just get tangled up in each other and just...
Yes! Hugh, like, is trying to, like, push you along in the back. Like, come on, little kid, let's go! And, like, between the two of you, just, you just boom, 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 and you fall, and sure enough, this thing comes writhing up to you, and as you hit this back of it, you are bounced along the back of this, like, writhing rock, finding it to be not rocky at all, but hardened and carapace-like. After a couple of bounces, it stops, and then out rising from the sand is a large, giant head that looks...
Oh no.
Oh, something happened. Oh dear. Oh dear. I clicked the wrong button. I have to re-roll roll 20. That looks like this. Oh. This large sandy creature's maw rises up, and it looks down at you with, like, kind of blinding looking eyes. You see a second concentric circle kind of stop as well, as a second head rises up to stare at you. And I believe...
I'm gonna cast a spell here. Do we need to do initiative for that?
We do need to go to initiative order, yes. Everyone who wants involved.
Is it invisibility?
Let's make that happen.
I was gonna say, do all of us see these things, or only the
Yes,
people doing it?
definitely.
Okay.
You all see these large creatures rise up and start looking at them all.
Nice.
Oh, she.
High initiative for a dwarven cleric.
All right. So, Quartz, you roll an 8. Goric with a very nice 13.
Yeah, double digits.
Janlar with a dwarfy 5. Rose again leading the dwarfy charge with a 5.
How
You
hasted am
have-
I? How many more turns of haste do I have before I collapse?
We'll consider that one turn. So you have
I think it lasts for a full minute.
10 turns of haste, right?
Yes.
No.
With our luck, probably more like 3.
Every round is 6 seconds. Do you have
Yes.
1 minute of haste, or do you have 10 minutes of haste?
It's 1 minute of haste.
So you have 9 more rounds of haste. I will track that with my trusty D10. You're gonna
it's 1
start.
minute.
You're gonna start this on round 9, and as it counts down, at the round 0,
Wait,
you
no,
lose.
wait. How does that make sense? I have a minute of haste. It took me 6 seconds to run across the thing.
Every round in D&D 5e is 6 seconds.
So when he says you're starting on round 9, you're starting on
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, right? Like,
yeah,
all right.
You have 9 rounds left.
So, let us roll for these things. These things actually don't have the best initiative considering what they are, which is odd. Number 1 gets a 10, number 2 gets a 19. Alrighty, so the first thing to react is the one right on top of you. You're on its back, Quartz and Hugh, and it looks down on you on its back, and for a brief moment is confused, but then lunges forward with its large maw and attempts to bite down on you. It is going to bite for a 22 to hit you,
That's a hit.
Mr. Quartz. All right, that hits, and you will take. Oh, whoa! I don't know what happened there. Hold on. You will take 6 points of damage from the mighty jaws of this creature as it, like, rips and trends into your flesh. The second one looks down across at you and Hugh on its back, not noticing the 3 of you that have managed to get across to the other side just yet. And it breathes in, and out from its mouth spews a massive cone of sand and dirt and rubble and, like, a stream of just, like, corrosion at you. Please make me dexterity saving throws, DC 14.
A pass.
Quartz passes. Nice. And then I guess, does someone want to play as Hugh, or do you want me to play as Hugh?
I feel like you need to play as you. So
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Let me pop Hugh.
We're all
back up.
spellcasters here, so we already have it hard enough.
What just
I mean, I can, because sorcerers are pretty easy.
Uh-oh.
But I don't know how to play a rogue, so maybe I shouldn't.
Uh-oh. I think my mouse just died.
This would be a decent time to go to a break if you need to.
Well, I can't actually do anything because my mouse is dead.
You can't go and break because you can't click
Either
anything. That's
that
the
or,
problem.
like, my computer's frozen? Shit.
Try
we can still hear
hitting
you,
Alt
so-
Tab on your computer.
Your computer is probably not frozen.
Alt-tab.
You can still have a working like webcam and microphone and have your like input and output freeze up.
Alt-tab's
Keyboard
not
still
doing
work.
anything.
Looks like you froze.
Okay. Interesting.
You're like fine on our end, so
Huh.
it's interesting.
And you're
Okay.
still broadcasting on Roll20.
Okay.
Mhm.
Well,
So you're still
in
moving
that case,
the video
I
on
have
Twitch.
I have Hugh right here, so I'm just gonna use my dice, and we'll just make that happen. I guess. I don't know how to stop the stream though.
I mean, I guess you could just restart your computer. That would stop the stream.
Yeah.
This is going wonderfully.
But then we'd have to
Well, I
remake
guess
the call. 'cause
we'll
it'll
just
put a
play
40-minute
D&D
countdown.
until we all die.
Yeah. Well, let's just do this fight, and then we'll figure out what the fuck's going on after that. I don't know. All right. So Hugh is going to roll dexterity +7. He's very good at it. He also does not have his special level up. He has an 18, so he also passes. So you guys will take half of lots of d6s. Where are my d6s at? So that's...
Oh, I need to. Still up. Okay.
Concentration check.
Yeah. Doesn't really matter.
You will
'cause I'm
take
gonna
half
go
of 36 points of damage as the sandstream just over you.
Okay.
Okay. Excellent. That is the turn
Both
for the
turns,
sandworms. Gorik, you're the next to move. What will you do?
Gorik is gonna... Let's see, I looked this up. It's an action, right? Yeah. Gorik's gonna grab his Philosopher's Stone. And I'm going to cast Bones of the Earth. I will summon 6 pillars of stone to burst from the ground with a diameter of 5 feet and a height of up to 30 feet. So I'm gonna create 6 pillars, starting 1 underneath Quartz, 1 underneath Hugh, and then every how far away from us are these guys?
Feet, right? They were the terrain moving up to the base of the tower. You're basically standing on the very edge of the tower's kind of base, and
Okay.
all around you are these coiled up worm things.
Okay, so not super far.
No.
Okay, I was thinking it was like a 90-foot pathway that we had to run, and they'd only got 30 feet into it or something like that.
Oh, how far away are you from your teammates?
Yeah, from Quartz and from.
Yeah. You're 30 feet away, probably.
Okay,
30, 40
all right.
feet
So
away.
if I got 6 pillars and it's 30 feet, then I'll make 1 pillar every 5 feet basically, and it'll be 30 feet and then 25,
All right.
20.
They are currently
15.
on the back of these.
Yeah, I think
Things.
means he's gonna hit the worm things. that
Okay.
we're thinking.
Well, I can't lift the worms because I assume they're bigger than
But
medium.
they would
right?
take 66 damage then, per pillar.
Is that true?
Yeah, if it can't lift to its full height, the creature that is being lifted by the pillar takes 66 bludgeoning damage.
Well, I think that's if they get crushed against a ceiling or something, but maybe not.
Wouldn't it? Yeah, but if it's too heavy to lift, wouldn't it still be applying enough force to punch into their stomachs or their underbellies?
I don't know. Greg, what do you think?
I'm on board with that. This seems like a very reasonable use of this for now. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, then, do they need to make? I don't think they get a save.
It's a dex save
it's
to
a-
avoid the pillar.
Yeah.
Oh, that is true. Yeah. Okay.
I'm gonna give them. I don't think they can avoid the pillar. They're too big to avoid the pillar entirely. But I'll give them a dex save to kind of mitigate some of the damage of the pillar, like slamming into them.
So wait, do they each get hit by multiple pillars then?
Yes.
Wow.
One of them passes with a 27. The other one is a 13, which I think will fail against your.
I don't know what the spell save DC for the Philosopher's Stone is.
Yours.
It uses mine? Okay, then yeah, it fails mine.
Alrighty, mark off the charges on the Philosopher's Stone.
Yep.
And keep track of those somewhere. They are important.
Yep, I do have them listed.
Alright, perfect. And then go ahead and roll me some damage on these worms. Right. As like the bones of the earth come sprouting up, striking into the underbelly of these creatures. 10 points of damage per pillar, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so you did 6 pillars at 60.
Wow.
So
that is a roll 20 roll, folks.
This creature right here will take 60 points of damage as it is just struck with pillars, like punching up into its like innards, and it screams out a blood-curdling cry across the cavernous desert. The other one kind of rolls around and it gets struck for 30 points of damage. Alrighty. Excellent. So that is Gorik's turn. Quartz, you're the next to move. What do you do?
Quartz grabs like a little flap on his robe, and he like wraps it over himself. And as he wraps it over himself, he disappears as he casts invisibility. And he twin spells it, and he's going to cast invisibility on Hugh as well.
Alrighty. Invisibility on Hugh
disappear.
And you. All right. You have caused yourself to go invisible.
Yeah. And then I get movement.
What did Hugh roll? I forget. I'm re-rolling Hugh's initiative. Okay.
Is there like an opening between... Like, now that the worms have like risen up, is there an opening to reach the inside of the rings where the rest of the party is?
Yeah, I mean, you can jump off the back of these creatures, and like
how high up are they?
Where you were running, about 30 feet, right? They're
okay, not gonna happen.
about a thing there. So like, you're on the back of these creatures because they were essentially the ground, and like where they don't meet in a concentric circle, and now they have their heads raised. There's like ground below them underneath that you could run across.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I'd have to go down 30 feet, right?
Yes.
Does it look like there's a way that you could safely slide down that, or is it like a sheer
I
drop?
will give you an acrobatics check if you'd like to like tumble down the side of the carapace creature.
No. For now, I'm just gonna run along its back and like move away from where I was. I'm pretty light on my feet, so I'm hoping it can't feel me. Like because it's a hard carapace, right? I'm gonna hope it can't feel me since it can't see me anymore.
Okay.
I'm just gonna run down its back a ways.
Okay, excellent. That is you run down its back 30 feet. And that brings us to Hugh here. I rolled a 10 for his initiative, so I'm going to slot him in now. Hugh, I don't know what Hugh would do here. I kind of think Hugh might start stabbing this thing. I'm not going to lie. But you did turn him invisible. So, should he stab it? What do you guys think? Are we going to stab this thing with Hugh?
Yeah, stab it.
All right, excellent. Hugh takes out his rapier of wounding, and he unleashes Esteban Montague Garcia IV, and they will stab down at this creature. Hugh rolling a 21 to hit and Esteban a 10. Esteban's blade is turned aside by the thickened carapace. However, you know what? He gets advantage. Is he going to fish for a crit? He does not crit. Does Esteban hit? No, Esteban does not hit. So Hugh gets a nice D8 plus 4. D8.
Sneak attack bonus as well, I believe.
Plus 4. Yeah, I'm trying to remember what his sneak attack is. I actually can't open his character sheet because my computer's frozen.
I'll check right now. I think
is it
rogues
3d6?
get it. I think they get the step up at.
Yeah.
What level is he? 5?
He just leveled up last session. Where's my other D6?
Sneak attack. 1d6 with an attack.
He should be at 5th or 6th level. He'd be 3d6.
Yeah.
All right, perfect. Plus an additional 4. Woo! 10, 12, 16 points of damage. He stabs down deep into the creature, wedging his blade in between its carapace, and he will use his bonus action to stack 1 point of wounding upon the creature's back. Excellent! Rose, you are the next to move. What do you do?
Okay, I guess I have arrived at the middle island, right, where the tower is?
Yes,
Is that
correct.
Okay.
You are a horse.
I'm going... Yes. Ooh, well, I'm turning back, obviously. Because I can't do much, of course. And I'm going to... Which is a bonus action. I'm going to pick up some dirt. I'm going to throw it into the air, and I'm going to create another storm.
All right.
I'll call lightning.
Absolutely. You throw some dirt into the air and it turns into a vaporous mist. Clouds that already hang in the air thicken and darken and become a large storm cloud above these creatures. You're going to call lightning down upon one of them?
Yeah, because they're more than 5 feet apart from each other, right?
Well, kind of. They could be 5 feet close together at different points.
Well, I try to discern, if there's a point where both could possibly hit, and I'll try to hit that. I'll try to hit that point, and then I'll see how many I hit.
All right, you get both of them. So, dex saves for them.
Dex saving throw.
They get a 16 and a natural 1.
Well, a 16 is a pass, so 1 is a fail.
Alrighty, please roll me some damage.
3d10 for the fool, and then half of that for the fail. For the make, sorry. Well, it's 11 and
all right,
5,
11
I guess.
And 5.
Oh, plus 2, so it's actually 13. And then
13 and 7? 7. Alrighty, so 60, 16, and 7 is close to bloodied, but not quite. Janlar, you're the next to move. A storm of lightning has been called down upon the backs of these creatures. What will you do?
You said how far away are we?
From who?
From the creatures.
You're right next to one. If you want, you could reach out and touch it.
I'm gonna cast Mage Armor myself then.
Okay.
Because it could reach out and touch you.
Alrighty, you cast Mage Armor on yourself. An arcane veil shimmers around you, deflecting you from damage. Is that it? That's your turn? All right.
Yeah. I mean, I guess since I'm hasted, I have another action as well. But I think I'm gonna cancel my haste. Can I do that?
Ooh.
You would have a round where you can't do anything.
So next round you will be exhausted and unable to take any action.
Yeah, I want to do that.
Okay, Janlar is exhausted. You cancel the haste. Just a feeling of malaise and exhaustion just wraps over you after the mage armor has been applied. Okay, excellent. That brings us to the top of the round, which is this most injured sandworm. It looks around on its back, trying to find the now invisible quartz. But it does see stabbing into it Hugh, and it is going to take another massive bite upon it. It rolls a 16 to hit. Hugh's AC is 17 with his new magical armor. It chomps down on it and is unable to sink its fangs through it. It then begins to move as part of its action. You are both on its back. It begins rolling once again around this tower, shifting and moving its scales. I need Quartz and Hugh to both make dexterity saving throws to maintain their footing on the back of this creature.
Nope.
Hugh gets a 17. He's going to pass. What did you roll,
I
my
fall
friend?
off.
A 4. Quartz, you fall from the back of this creature while invisible. It's just like coils moving around you. Go ahead and take for me 13 points of
I am
bludgeoning
unconscious.
damage. Ooh, Quartz falls unconscious.
And becomes visible, I imagine.
Yes.
And
I
becomes
become
visible, yes. That is the sandworm's turn. That brings us to Gorik. What do you do?
I can see Quartz, right?
You now can see him. He turns visible after he falls from this creature and is like just lying next to it as its body churns around it.
Does it look like he's gonna get crushed if he stays where he is?
It's possible. If the creature doesn't change what it's doing, probably not, but in a pitch of battle, who knows?
Yeah. I will cast Healing Word on Quartz.
All right. Give me some heals there.
I'll just do it at first level, and because he's unconscious, he regains 8 hit points.
All right, Quartz, your eyes snap back open as 8 hit points are driven into you. We have a tie between this other sandworm and Hugh. Hugh is got way better dex, so Hugh's gonna go first. He is still on top of this creature's back. He and Esteban are going to continue trying to just stab it to death. Oh! Esteban misses. Hugh gets a 17, which matches the armor class. Hugh hits again. He does not get sneak attack. Well, he's attacking with Esteban. Sneak attack for everybody. D8. Esteban doesn't get any damage, but Hugh gets 17 additional damage, and with his bonus action, will stack up some wounds. That will be an additional 8 points of damage from the wounds. You just see that as he concentrates on his magic sword, like additional blood just kind of like gouts out from the like carapace, the scales around it, and suddenly this large creature seems to be a little bit on the worse for the wear side. But the second one that has taken much less damage looks yes.
Can the one that Hugh is stabbing, can it make me a wisdom save on my turn as well?
Yes. A wisdom save is a 9.
Okay.
And has Hugh hit this thing for his wounding weapon yet?
Yep, I'm tracking that. That's what the extra 8 was.
Add another 18 damage from Toll the Dead onto that thing, because Healing Word's just a bonus action for me.
Okay, that works for me. Another 18 points of damage on it. Perfect.
Dead on it. Blah, necrotic. If it
yes, the wubs of the grave.
Is there a bell at the top of the tower?
There can be for the points for this fight. Absolutely.
All right. Definitely the bell at the top of this tower rings and damages it.
Yes, the bell tolls for this worm. Excellent. That is Hugh's turn. That is Esteban. He made his attack. This other sandworm is going to look over towards the tower and see the lot of you. And it is going to breathe its breath weapon as it recharges. It breathes in and unleashes a stream of sand and pebbles and rocks forcefully at you. I need all of you that are not Quartz and Hugh to make a dexterity saving throw DC 14, please.
I failed because I'm
That is correct. You are exhausted. You fail as well.
Did I need to make a dex save? Was I in that group?
Yes. Alrighty. I need all of you to either save DC 14 or take 43 points of bludgeoning and piercing damage.
Unconscious.
Alrighty.
Yeah, me too.
Okay. You are unconscious.
I think Gorik is going to be as well.
I think we're all.
Yeah.
Except for, what?
Gorek save?
When I fell, Greg,
No, we
did I
didn't.
roll
rolled an
between
11,
the
so I'm
worms?
unconscious
or-
like everybody else.
Well,
You're on the
uncon-
other side. Okay.
Well, that was a quick session, everybody.
All right.
So, Greg, when I fell off the worm, did I fall between them or to
You
the
fell
outside?
off to the outside.
Okay.
Yes. I didn't want to put you in between two grinding wheels of
I'm
death.
also going to let you know, because you weren't there last time, but you does carry healing potions. And you would know because he bought them from that lady.
He does.
So
He
just
does indeed have healing
so you know.
potions.
I feel like that's fair to fair
Okay,
to
so that is the Sandworm's turn, which would bring us now to Quartz. You have 8 HP as you're sprung to life by the healing word of Rose on the out, or of Gorek on the outside. What do you do?
One of these things is pretty injured, right?
Yes, it is bloodied.
Right. We gotta take these things down. I am going to. I assume both are within 100 feet of me.
Yes, easily.
I'm gonna lightning bolt these two. So Quartz starts shuffling his feet on the ground and launches a lightning bolt.
So what is the rules on lightning bolt's reflections?
They don't exist.
Lightning bolts don't reflect. It's just a straight line, everything in it. Okay,
Yeah.
so you're gonna aim that line so that you hit the worms and none of your teammates.
Sean, Onyx is immune to ground type or to lightning type attack.
I don't actually know if they. I like lightning is kind of my big damage output right now. So we're
Rock
gonna have to
types
hope
are actually not immune. It's just the ground typing. So maybe these things are just pure rock.
Pure rock.
Yeah, we'll
damage.
see. I need to hope because like lightning is my big damage. until I get-
Dexterity
very few
saving
Pokemon
throws.
Very few Pokemon that aren't rock and ground.
There is a 3 on one of theirs
Fail.
and a 17 on the other.
Pass. Okay.
Okay.
So, Jesus.
19? Is that what I see?
So bad. All right.
19
so 19
points.
to the fail and 9 to the pass.
So the good news is the hurt one is the one that failed, and I need to do math. So we have
No, Hugh was conscious, right?
Hugh is conscious, yes.
Okay.
Can you get 1 more damage from anything?
I could quicken spell that.
Do you want to quicken spell that?
Yeah, because I'm not gonna have a chance to quicken spell again. So I'm gonna quicken spell.
All right.
What do I have here that I could potentially hit with? I think Ray of Frost is also a dex save, and this thing has bad dex, right?
All right. It will save versus Dex.
All right.
That is an 18 on the die.
It passes. It doesn't take any, unless it's. Let me check. I think it's just a full save from Ray of Frost.
Ray of Frost, I believe, is a full save. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh no, it's an attack. It's an attack.
Oh,
I
it's
was
an
wrong.
attack. Roll to hit.
Yeah. All right. So Quartz blows into a staff and makes like a little freezing flamethrower
There's like a ray of frost.
with a 26 to hit.
26 hits. It rolls
right,
above
68.
1 damage. The
14
creature on the back that Hugh is on the back of just like goes limp and stops moving. It falls. Its head falls, causing like a collision on the ground, kicking up a ton of sand and dust, and it falls dead. However, there is still one left. That is the end of Quartz's turn, which brings us to Janlar and Rose, who are both unconscious. Please make me death saving throws.
Saving throw.
1 pass.
1 pass for Rose. Is that a failure I see for Janlar?
Yeah.
Alrighty. 1 fail, 1 pass. That brings us to the top of the round. We have a dead worm. We have Gorek, who is also unconscious. Gorek, please make me a death saving throw. A 10. That's 1 pass. Excellent. Excellent. That is Gorek. That is Hugh and the sandworm. Hugh is going to make a running leap across the sandworm to the other one and attempt to strike it down.
I pointed it out in chat, but
Yeah.
we dealt 14 d6 points of damage to one of these sandworms, and it took 29 points on 14.
You rolled very
Yeah.
shitty.
What was really sad was my 3rd level spell doing 5 points more than my cantrip.
Yeah.
So Hugh makes a valiant strike at this creature, but his blade is turned aside. Esteban, however, finds a place to hit, and Esteban will do a mighty A mighty 5 points of damage to the creature. Alrighty.
We're taking.
That is Hugh's turn. Now it's the sand creature's turn. First thing I need to do is roll for this. It does not recharge.
If it makes you feel better, Sean, your cantrip dealt 4 points of damage more than the 6th level spell that I cast using the Philosopher's Stone.
So the creature will make a bite attack upon Hugh. And roll a natural 20. Okay.
Oh boy.
He
This
is
is going
going
downhill
to
fast.
take... Yeah, this is not going well for
Uncanny
you
dodge.
guys.
He uncanny dodges it.
He uncanny dodges for
Probably.
half damage. Absolutely. Absolutely.
He already took 18 though before that.
He already took 18.
I don't know how much HP he has. Hopefully it's
Not-
more than Quartz.
Probably not enough.
He currently
It's
has...
fifth level.
Somebody roll a d6 for him and add 1.
Roll d6 plus
Oh
1.
Jesus.
Yeah.
He has 3.
So he has 3 additional. So he started at 39.
Oh, okay. So he had 42.
No, he started at 36 plus those 3 is 39.
Oh,
So
okay.
he's- yeah.
He might be up because it's 2d10 plus 4, I think.
But it crit.
Yeah, but he uncanny dodged.
The uncanny dodge is correct. Yeah. Uncanny dodge gets that in half. So this thing rolls not great, not bad. 15 plus 4 is 19, half of which is 9. He takes 9 more points of damage. Hugh is still up. This thing will continue to roll around on the ground and try to knock him off with its movement. He is going to save 5 plus 7 is 12. That is not going to save him. So he's going to fall. I will give him a tumble check for half. He rolls a 19. He takes half of 7. So he takes 3 more. So he has 9 hit points left. And he
that's
is
fine.
on the ground.
Perfectly healthy.
All right, he has 9 left. He is on the ground. That is the Sandworm and Hugh and Esteban, which brings us to Quartz. do you
So
do?
when this, like, is there a gap where, because this is the inner sandworm that's still alive, right?
The inner Sandworm is still alive.
Is there like a place where I could like use the outer dead worm as cover?
Yes.
And have an opening to shoot at the other one?
Yeah, you could like get to the dead Sandworm's head and just kind of reach around it to pew pew, and then like
Cool.
duck back.
Yeah, I'm gonna, because they're very close together, so I'm gonna run up there and I'm going to, as a 3rd level spell, cast Witch Bolt.
Okay.
So that's a d20 plus 7. Oh, whoops. With a 22 to hit.
22 hits.
All right, so it's gonna take 3d12 here, and it is now tethered. Oh,
Oh, that's good damage. 29 points of damage. It is...
That's as much damage as we dealt with 14d6.
Yeah, I think it is bloodied. Yes, it is bloodied. So
All right,
your
and it is
your
now
Witch Bolt-
tethered.
Now, it's tethered to you. If you duck behind cover where you can't see it,
I was gonna
how does
hold
your-
my staff out like.
You can hold your staff. Okay, you're behind cover, but your staff's just chilling out here. Alrighty, I like it.
I'm just gonna wait for the tether to break, and that's when I'll do a new spell.
Like some fishing rod action.
Alrighty, excellent. That is your turn, Quartz. That brings us to Janlar and Rose. I need some death saving throws, please. A 2?
It's a fail.
And that's 2 fails for Janlar and a second pass for Rose. Alrighty. That brings us to the dead Sandworm and to Goric. I need a death saving throw, please.
Okay.
Come on, natural 20. Now's the time. God damn
Nope.
it.
12 is a pass. That brings us to the second Sandworm. I'm going to... Well, and Hugh and Esteban. Hugh is on the ground now, feeling bad. There is a... Oh, that's a breath weapon recharge. Okay, excellent.
Ah, shit. Well, okay. I'm good.
And Esteban is going to continue attacking it. Esteban rolls an 11. That is not enough. Hugh is going to try to run past this creature. Do I think this creature is going to take an attack of opportunity at him?
He's a rogue. He can use his bonus action.
He's going to take his bonus action to disengage, and we're going to just ignore the fact that I have to make a call there. He is going to sprint up to Janlar with 2 death saves. And he is going to use one of his potions on you. So you will get...
Oh, there it's gone. 1d4 less. Unfortunate.
Oh my god, he rolled 2 1s. Okay.
Does he get?
That seems pretty
Doesn't he
standard
get
for
max
the day.
healing on account of being unconscious or something?
No.
Or is that no? Okay.
You get the
No.
potion
For
roll.
sure.
So your 2d4 rolled a 2 plus 4 is 6 HP, Mr. Janlar. And that brings us to the sandworm. The sandworm has a breath weapon. The sandworm wants to use the breath weapon.
It's gonna kill me immediately.
The sandworm is very concerned about this whole tethered spell, though. So it moves its body to position itself, raises its head up, and breathes out its massive cone of dust and spit and pebbles at Quartz.
Do
Quartz,
I get like
you get
advantage
advantage for the cover. Yes.
So
on
that's
your-
gonna
Come on.
determine whether or not I die instantly or
Yes.
survive.
Oh, come on.
I pass
Okay.
exactly.
So it's,
Isn't it a 14 save?
Only
DC?
going to be unconscious. I
it has
won't be
DC
dead
14 save DC.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
He just passes.
Amazing.
So that is.
So I probably won't die, but
What's
I'm
your maximum
definitely
health?
unconscious.
What's your maximum health?
27.
And your current?
8. So I'd have to take 35 points of damage after the mitigation.
After having it, yeah.
You will take 47 points of damage.
I'm good.
Half of
Okay,
that.
I'm unconscious.
Yeah, which is 23.
23 points of damage from the breath weapon.
Okay.
You go unconscious, the tether stops. Sandworm is excited about that. Which brings us to Rose and Janlar. Who has the higher dex? Janlar, right?
Probably.
Yeah.
I have a +1.
I mean, Rose is on. Oh, are you trying to do the death save?
Yeah, I'm trying to see if we get the death save first or if we get Janlar's
I
turn
assume a
first.
person who's conscious always goes before
All
the
right,
person.
I'll take
who's
that.
I mean-
unconscious.
Janlar, you
Oh,
take your
alright,
turn
that's
first.
it.
What would you like to
Oh,
do?
she might. Well, it's right on top of me, right? Thanks.
It's kind of moved so that it's facing and blew its weapon at Quartz, who is now down behind it.
Okay. Can I move away from it so I'm not immediately next to it?
It's huge,
Health,
but
okay.
yeah, you can move away.
Okay. I want to move away at least from my party so we don't all get breath weaponed at once
Okay.
again.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna cast Shatter on it.
It's gonna cast Shatter on it. Okay, it's going to make a Dexterity saving throw. Go ahead and roll me some damage. It rolls a.
damage.
It's a what kind of save is it?
Constitution.
Constitution. It's good at Constitution. It rolls a 15.
Which
I think that's
is
exactly. Unless
Yeah,
you have
but-
20 in.
No, I have a DC 15.
Okay, so it passes. It will take half of 18. It'll take 9 more points of damage as your shatter rings out across the battlefield here. It turns its head back to look at you.
Does it have tremor sense or anything? Does the thunder damage fuck up with its head?
No.
Alright.
It actually, I don't even think tremor sense exists. Maybe if I go to a purple worm, it might have tremor sense.
I can smell your heart.
What does a purple worm have? Purple worm. No, there's no such thing as Oh no. Yep, never mind. It has tremor sense. The purple worm does. This doesn't. Maybe I should have given it tremor sense.
No.
Alrighty. No, it hurts, but it is fine. That is your turn, I believe. Rose, I'm gonna need that death saving throw.
That's my first fail.
Alright, 1 failed, 2 successes for Rose. That brings us to the top of the round. Goric, gonna need that death saving throw. 17.
Stabilize.
So you're stable and unconscious. Excellent. That brings us to Hugh, Esteban, and the worm. Esteban continues to attack the worm. With, ooh, that's a 20. That'll hit. And he does 13 points of damage. And Hugh, did I skip Quartz? No, I didn't. Quartz is next.
Yep.
And Hugh does... What does Hugh do here? I guess Hugh's gonna go give a potion to Rose, because she's still unconscious. So Rose gains 8 points of HP back as you are brought back to consciousness by the potion from Hugh. And that will be... He will then, I guess he's still the only one with potions, so he's gonna stick around. Okay, cool. That is his turn. Now the sandworm will roll to recharge. No recharge. The sandworm turns around and sees Janlar back up, who had just hit it. It's going to run up to Janlar, moving its big coily body, and strike down at you with its big mouth.
Okay.
Try to bite at you.
Shield, maybe?
Yeah, I'll cast shield.
You cast shield. You try to brace your arcane word against its bite.
I shouldn't have my mage armor anymore because I was knocked out.
No, your mage armor is gone. This is
Armor is not concentration.
It's not
It just lasts 9 hours.
concentration. It's just still on.
Does
right?
it last even with your unconscious?
It says
It should,
duration
'cause it
8
doesn't-
hours.
Yeah, if it's not concentration, then it wouldn't fizzle.
All right, you can have it. That's fine. So he rolls a 13 on the die. He rolls a 22 to hit you.
That hits.
Okay.
You have a +9 to
It's
hit.
actually gonna go
Yes. Weapon attack +9. Reach 10 feet. Alrighty.
If you shield yourself, even if it doesn't help you, like, or the blow doesn't help you with your damage ward.
good. Yeah, I get like 2 HP.
So that will be 15 points of slashing damage.
I'm knocked unconscious.
Okay. Janlar, you are back unconscious. Did you fail any death saves before?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
I
had
failed.
2.
Yeah, he failed 2.
Ooh, You're gonna be in a bad way here. Rose, you are technically conscious and Janlar is not, so we'll flip-flop the roles. Rose!
I like this rule! I
What
want
do you
more
do?
of this rule! I love this rule, very good. Let me think about it. Could I possibly healing word somebody?
Both Goric and Janlar are down and unconscious.
Well, that's shitty, isn't it?
And Quartz.
Goric is stable, though.
Oh, and Quartz. Oh, Quartz,
is
we
also
did skip you.
unconscious.
Quartz, I did end up skipping you. I need a death save.
1 pass.
1 pass. There we go. Now it's your turn, Rose.
Well, I would like to healing word on Janlar.
All right, Janlar, please roll some HP for me.
Hold.
My battle music is gonna be really shitty now. Because I can't. It's now
You
turned
can't
over
start-
to
it's
tavern
going to, like-
music, and I can't change it because my computer's fucked.
Let's go with
Go
MC
attend
Hammer.
to the baby since Goric is stable, but you know,
Unconscious. All right.
useless at the moment.
Great, is it
Sounds-
playing MC Hammer now?
No,
That's
it's
what I
playing
wanna
tavern music.
know. Okay.
It's like do 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 do. But I can't go back to the fight music because my computer's borked. So
Honestly, this is a bit of a clown show, so it works out.
it's definitely a clown show.
12
Alrighty.
HP for Janlar.
12 HP back for Janlar. Excellent. Perfect. That brings us to Janlar. You're back up. What do you do?
You're muted.
Unmute yourself.
I'm gonna cast Shatter.
Okay, it will roll with Constitution.
I'm gonna do it at a 3rd level spell this time. though.
Okay, it passes with a 17 modified. And it will take 8. Is that a 16 or an 18?
16, so it takes 8.
6, 8. Yeah, okay. It is still moving. That brings us to Goric, who's unconscious, Hugh, Esteban, and the sandworm. So Esteban will attack the sandworm. Esteban's having a bad day at the office. Hugh, seeing all the healers back up, he's gonna run into fight. He knows that Goric's not, like, down and gonna die. So he runs in to stab at the creature with a 3 on the die. That's not gonna get it done. And that is his turn. That will lead us to the sandworm. Sandworm rolls for recharge. Sandworm does not get recharge. Sandworm is going to keep chomping at Janlar, because Janlar is the only one that's heard it in the most recent turns. That is... Oh, that's a natural 20.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm gonna use shield again, just
to get the arcane ward. Absolutely.
Rose pick you up again, I take it then.
Yes. That is, oh god. 16,
Oh, God.
16, 26, 31, 30.
I'm probably dead.
5.
I'm dead.
That's 35 points of damage.
Does the ward help you? Plus you. Oh yeah, like your max HP plus the 12 that you have.
I am dead outright. Like dead,
You are dead outright?
Like dead.
Oh.
I'm double HP down low.
So you had 12 HP, so it would have hit you for another 23?
I have 21 total HP.
What about the
12 HP
what about
plus
the
2 arcane ward is 35 exactly.
Oh no. Oh, and so Janlar was eaten by the worm.
Oh my god.
Oh, that brings us to the top of the round.
Rose?
No. That was the worm's turn. That brings us to Quartz, who is unconscious and bleeding out.
Pass.
Please roll me a death save.
Pass.
There's a pass. Okay. That brings us to Janlar, who's dead, and Rose. What will you do?
Oh man, what a day. Okay. Oh, let's see. Who's still unconscious? So, Gork is unconscious, but he's lying next to me.
Yeah, Goric is stable, Quartz is bleeding out, and Janlar is dead.
Oh, Greg. Honestly. Well.
Don't poor Greg. Greg's done this to him.
I'm going to. Okay, I'll cast. Okay, let me think for 1 second. I gotta think for a second. Gonna cast Goodberry, put it in my sling, and just shoot it across the. No, I'm gonna cast Healing Word.
Fling a Goodberry into his mouth.
It's a good idea, but I'm keeping that for real emergencies.
Send Ray. Give Ray a good berry and be like, go feed this to Quartz.
Ooh, that's a good idea, actually.
I could get two in a round if I like give one to Ray and send him over and then shoot another one, right? So technically it's possible. How far away is Quartz from me?
Quartz fell on the opposite side of the farthest sandworm, so we're gonna call him 60 feet away.
That's too fucking far. Okay, I'm gonna cast Healing Word on. Wait, is that 60 feet? Is in what's it?
I think it might be
Alright.
30 for Healing Word.
And no such things. Here,
It's,
Healing
60
Word.
feet?
It's 60 feet. Perfect. Exactly. Okay, a tiny vine grows from my hand all the way down through the ravine towards Quartz and
All
quickly
right.
envelops him.
You heal up Quartz. Please roll some HP for him.
I still have a second level. Let's do that. Healing Word. There we go. 8.
All right, 8 points
Totally
of
not worth
HP for you. So that's you. Janlar's dead. Sandworm's dead. Goric is unconscious and stable. That leaves us Esteban, Hugh, and the worm. So Esteban crits. Hugh misses. Esteban gets good damage out of it. Esteban gets 12 plus some more 16. 16's not enough, but it does do good damage. Too bad we couldn't get this wounding going. Sandworm is going to roll for recharge. That's a 5. Yep, that'll do it.
It is now 1 round since Janlar died, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that thing has its breath weapon. It's got a dude stabbing it. It's got a dude. So there's only really 3 combatants. It really doesn't know who to breath weapon, so it's just gonna bite Hugh. That is going to hit Hugh, but not crit. Hugh takes 9 plus 4 is 13 points of damage. Hugh
Can you uncanny dodge it?
can uncanny dodge that, and is
6.
still up. Alrighty, that is his turn. That brings us to Quartz. You are now back up. What do you do?
I start shuffling my feet again, and as a second level spell, we're gonna fire off a witch bolt here.
Okay, please roll a hit.
2d12. It takes now 17 points of damage.
Did you hit it? You did. You rolled a 20.
Yeah,
with a 20 to hit.
Okay.
It's like AC 17, right?
It is exactly AC 17, yes.
Yeah.
Hold on, I have to math. You are short.
Okay.
Okay.
He is
No,
very short.
he's
He's
a
only
child.
like 5'1" or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
He is only like 5'1".
Yeah. Nice.
Like everybody took that low-hanging fruit.
That brings us to Rose. What will you do?
Rose has no idea how Revivify works.
But Gorik has talked about being able to use a diamond to revive someone. So you know Gorik can bring people back from the dead.
Well, I'm gonna cast Healing Word on Gorik.
Okay.
As my bonus action, that dude is way too far away for me to hit it. That's all I do, I guess.
Okay. You cast Healing Word on Gorik. Gorik, your eyes snap open as you receive some amount of healing.
All right. How much healing? 7 healing?
7.
7 looks like was what is rolled. Yes. Okay. That brings us to the top of the round, which is Gorik. Gorik, your eyes snap open after being unconscious for some period of time.
Is
You do.
anyone still unconscious?
Janlar is dead, but other than
Everyone else is
that,
up.
everyone else is now currently up after the
Everyone
plethora
else
of
is
healing
up.
words.
All right. I wish I had taken Master
All right.
Healing Word for the day, but I did not. I am gonna toll the dead on the sandworm with my action.
Okay. It has a 14 on the die. What is the save? Wisdom?
Wisdom save.
So 15.
15 passes, so it doesn't take any damage.
Okay.
And then with my bonus action, I will cast Spiritual Weapon and make an attack again.
Okay, please roll to hit.
20 plus 7. Hang on.
Oh, no. It's good. It's good. It's a D2.
Yeah, there were D2 minus 0 plus 7. Let's try that again. That's only a 10. So that's
10
gonna
does
miss
not
me.
hit. All
Yeah.
right. So Esteban and Hugh.
And then Gorik's
Oh.
going to stand up, and I'm going to move just to spread out because we all took a breath weapon earlier, and I'm going to spread out so that it hopefully can't hit more than one person at a time with the breath weapon.
Okay. Sounds good.
But I only have like 10 feet of
I'm going to re-roll that 3 and that 4 for you guys. So Hugh and Esteban. No. Okay. An 8 and a 9 is not getting it done either. Hugh and Esteban miss a lot. And it is Sandworm's time. Sandworm has a breath weapon.
2 rounds since Janlar died.
Sandworm is annoyed, but you guys are spreading out. Doesn't really know who to shoot with his breath weapon. Sandworm is going to hit Hugh and one other person with his breath weapon. Who has not moved away from the tower? Gorik moved away, Janlar moved away, Rose stayed
I
where she
haven't.
was.
I'm still there.
So, it's going to line up Rose and Hugh in its breath weapon and breathe in.
How did Hugh get to the tower? How did Hugh get over there? Oh, he's
Hugh started
He
to run,
ran.
yeah.
Disengaged and then ran over.
I need dexterity saves.
Oh, I hate this part.
Hugh rolls a 25. That's good. That'll get it
I
done.
failed.
You failed.
I failed.
All right, here comes.
I wish we could roll D6s like this thing rolls D6s.
Right. Okay, so that's 5, 7, 10, 12, 13, 14, 16. No, 14 and 4 is 18, 20, and 21, 24, 29. You will take 29 points of damage from this breath weapon. Hugh will
I'm not
take
dead.
half that, but Hugh is unconscious.
Woo!
Okay, 2
I'm
down.
Still alive.
So Hugh
All
is
right.
unconscious and bleeding out. Rose is unconscious and bleeding out. And that is its turn.
So I'm up?
The person who is up after that is Quartz. Yes, it is you.
Takes another 20 points of damage.
Because your Witch Bolt hit it.
Yeah.
Yes! Please, describe to me how your Witch Bolt destroys this thing.
The electricity from the witch bolt just kind of gradually like courses through its body until it reaches its brain and just kind of fries it.
He just fries it out. All right. Yep. The sandworm sways for a minute and then comes crashing down. And the dust, mere inches away from both the unconscious body of Hugh and the dead body of Janlar, but crushing neither because we're that kind of game. Excellent. So let's stay in initiative order until we resolve whether or not people die.
Okay.
So that was Quartz's turn. That brings us to a dead Janlar and an unconscious Rose. Rose, you have one fail already. So a 1 would kill you, but you pass. You're doing good. That brings us to Goric.
All right. Goric is going to spare the dying as a bonus action on Rose.
Okay.
Stabilize her.
Okay.
Actually, who's closer, Rose or Quartz, to where I'm at right now?
I'm up. I'm fine. And then
Quartz is up. It's
I killed it.
It's Hugh and Rose that are down.
It's Hugh and
Rose.
And
Hugh has no. He went down just now, so he has no fails.
Who's closer to Goric, Hugh or Rose?
Rose.
Okay, so I'll healing word. No, I'll spare the dying on Hugh.
Okay, Hugh is stable.
Actually, no, I can. No, I'm gonna save the spell slot. So yeah, I'm gonna spare the dying on Hugh, and then I'm gonna run up to Rose, and with my action, I'm gonna do a thing that Goric actually hasn't done yet, which is my Aasimar Healing Hands ability. So you see Goric reach up, and all of the sort of shadows and stuff that are on him, like he puts his hands on Rose, and like you just watch as he becomes more skeletal, and it looks like he pours life from himself into Rose. Rose, you get 5 HP. And
nice. I look at the skeletal hands and start screaming as they are.
The skeleton just starts like clawing at Rose's face, like it's time to wake up, Rose.
And if I have any movement left, I'll start moving towards Janlar.
All right. Excellent. You begin moving towards Janlar. So you have stabilized Hugh, who doesn't need to roll dice. Quartz is up. Quartz, what are you gonna do?
I'm gonna run over to the rest of the party and then not do anything when
actually everybody's either stable or dead, right?
Yeah, there's nobody left who needs to be.
There's not a number of rounds will hit where Janlar is out of your reach, right?
Not unless something really weird happens.
Like another sandworm! No.
Yeah.
No. Okay, so in that case, we can dump out of initiative order. You stabilized everyone who's not dead. Janlar, Dan, would you like to be revivified?
Yeah, I mean, if it's possible versus blowing a new character, I would.
All right, so the spirit of Janlar is willing to return. Please go ahead and describe your revivification there, Goric.
All right, so Goric takes one of the diamonds, probably the one that he bought, the new one, and he lays it on Janlar's chest. And you watch as all of the his tattered cloak and everything just starts pouring into the diamond, and it sort of blackens and blackens and blackens down into this tiny little bead, almost like a black hole. And then there is this burst of like solar flare light energy that shatters the diamond and pulls Janlar's soul back from wherever it went.
All right. Following this burst, Janlar, your heart beats and your eyes open. And you are once again amongst the world of the living.
You have 1 hit point.
You have 1 hit point, and for your traversal to the other side, please take 2 levels of exhaustion.
And I will mark off that diamond.
Yes, please do. Along with the charges on the Philosopher's Stone for the Bones to Earth.
Yeah, I marked those already.
All right. With that, you can make your way into the tower. But I need to figure out how to fix this whole computer thing. Should we... Do you want
I think you just have to kill the stream, and then
you'll
have to remake the call.
I can't do
You can hard kill your computer.
Yeah, I think I need to hard just turn off my computer.
You'll have to remake the call when you get back because we're
Yeah.
gonna have a 40-minute timer once you go on the call.
Yeah. Do we want to try to finish the session with like everything frozen the way it is? No breaks? Or should we have like chair breaks? Everyone just like walks up from where they are?
I mean, I don't mind being on camera during a break.
Okay. I don't know what to do, I guess. Should we... I guess do we want to shut down the stream and the computer, or do we want to charge ahead?
How long would a restart take?
I don't know. I don't know what happened.
I mean, we always take long on breaks anyways, so we might as well just go to break. And
I mean, I guess the concern is if Greg reboots his computer and it's still not working, then
do you have a laptop, Greg?
Back, right?
I do have a laptop, yes.
I think we could... Oh, wait. You wouldn't be able to stream from it. I doubt... Okay, it's probably just... I've had my computer freeze on me like that before. You'll probably be fine after a reset.
Okay. Well, in that case, since I physically... nothing is working, I'm just going to hit the power button and hold it on my PC, and we'll see what happens.
All right.